The Hang Seng is up just 0.1%.
Indian rupee, because of the strength of our macroeconomic fundamentals, is holding out well.
Any rally today in the first hour would be vulnerable to be sold into.
Capital allocation or misallocation, as brokerages put it, would have definitely led to a valuation derating.
Total cards is up 2% month on month. For the industry as a whole, it has declined by 2.8%.
First states are in, the Nifty is up 100 points.
I still expect India to be an outperformer in context of what's happening globally.
When you look at the equity market basket, you have rotten trends everywhere. So many markets in the world have made new lows for the year, which is obviously not a good place to be in. And India pretty much was the apple of the eye for most market participants.
It is not a concern, and is the view which you are expressing is overblown.
Currently, as we speak, we're trading below the 17,000 mark and hovering precariously close to our 200-day moving average of 16,992.
Today we've seen many of the Asian currencies, or at least a handful of the Asian currencies recovering. The Indian rupee has recovered, so has the Thai baht, so has the Korean won.
As we speak, the Nifty is above 17,100.
Good afternoon and welcome to Closing Bell. I am Anuj, with me, Prashant and Nigel. As you would have sseen through the tape today, the market has seen 3 or 4 intraday rallies and all have been sold into, starting with the first rally, which we told you in the morning as well that would be vulnerable to be sold into. But there was a second rally and that's also getting sold into now, especially in the financials, where the bank Nifty is now down 266 points. The currency has taken a bit of a turn for the worse, and a lot of individual names have seen some bit of price damage. Though I must say that today, at least, the broader market has managed to hold out much better than it has done over the last 3 or 4 days. The advance decline is in favor of advances, and there are pockets like the city gas distribution plays which are doing well. There are a couple of cement stocks which have bounced back. A couple of FMCG names have done well. A couple of auto names have done well. But it's just that the weight of financials right now is perhaps a bit too much, especially if you look at the broader indices. But for now, let's see what the last hour brings for us. Prashant, Nigel, hi, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Nigel. No, absolutely. I mean, I think it may work in reverse as well. The point that US and the rest of the world continues to sink and the market here continues to surge, which has been, of course, a norm for many days. It may so happen, at least for the very short term, that there is a bit of a catch-up. Now, the market here does not have to fall very much. Other markets also pulling up a little bit, that also will reduce the gap between where we are and the rest of the world is, just in terms of sheer performance. So we'll wait and see. US futures are higher right now, indicating that maybe, after getting to within a whisker of the June lows last night, there may be a little bit of a bounce. I was looking at data which basically tells you that in June, where the US market bottomed, it bottomed exactly 2 days after the June FOMC. Last week we had the September FOMC, and we've had 4 trading sessions in the US, and we came within 8 points of the June lows. I mean, is a bit of maybe even a temporary, momentary kind of a bounce possible entirely, but that's in the US we're talking about. Here we are sitting on a lot of outperformance, and even what we're seeing right now, I mean, is not very much. From the highs, the market is getting sold into, but there is no big sell-off. Yesterday, of course, there was. Today, it's much more measured. Only intraday from the highs is what we are seeing. Nigel, hi.
Well, good afternoon, gentlemen. I think the rupee as well, it was seeing a bit of a pullback today. And as we speak, I think it's back towards the low point of the day. So maybe an intraday chart of the Indian rupee as well will give you a better picture. Yeah, it's moving back towards that 81.60. Earlier today, it was moving towards that 81 odd. Then if we can get the intraday chart, I think that will give us a better picture on that front as well. So keep an eye out on the currency space. Well, that's something that once we see some stability on that front, then maybe, in fact, the equity markets as well will stabilize. But for the time being, both the global bond yields spiking up, the dollar index as well, has strengthened big time, and the Indian rupee weakening even from the day's low. I think today it went around 81.3, as the chart tells you, moved back towards the low point of the day. Final 60 minutes coming up. Will we stage a bit of a pullback, or are we likely to break that 17,000 odd mark on a closing basis? Time will tell. First up, running you through all that we have. The big exclusive today, the Kirit Parekh panel seeks more time on gas pricing formula, says they have not been able to do justice to the review of pricing. This news sets stocks of IGL, MGL surging in trade. Exclusive details coming up. And credit card data sees a dip in spends in August, but SBI Card stands tall. clawing back market share of spends for the first time in the last 5 months. The stock trades in the green. Details coming up on the show. And we'll track the technicals of the market with Jay Bala of cashthekiosk.com. And that's not all. Ronak Omkar of PPFA's mutual fund will be joining in to run us through his portfolio bets and what he makes of the markets.
But first,